Welcome to the Week 7 College Football Pregame Show. And I'm Mr. Mini Hats. Let's quickly recap last week. Pretty good week last week, 9-5 overall. Pregame, 8-6 second half. So pretty good week last week to up those percentages in the record. So for the year, after last week for the year, pregame with 28, 25, and 1. Second half, 21 and 12. And so overall, that's 49, 37, and 1, so 57%. And the strong plays are 19 to 14, a little bit over 54%. So we'd like to pick that up. So let's recap last week. So we were 9-5. First game on the board was Vanderbilt plus 21.5. Pretty self-explanatory. We won that. I didn't think they beat them outright, but they beat them outright. And like I said, they were just all the factors were pointing towards Vanderbilt. I knew Pavia. Like I said, this is not the same Vanderbilt team that you're used to over the years. The same sorry team that's just get beat up all the time. I knew Pavia had something. I didn't know it'd be enough to beat them outright, but yeah, Alabama coming off that tough game with Georgia, and then now you got to go and play them on the road, and you're laying 3 touchdowns. That was a little bit surprising to me. So we won that. I mean, I didn't sprinkle anything on the money line. Somebody out there did, but I didn't. Boise minus 16.5 first half. We won that pretty easily. Cal plus 10.5. They lost that game basically on the last play. I mean, they should have beat them. They were winning the whole game. Took a miracle, a hell of an effort by Miami to come back and win that game. But they covered the 10.5, so we'll take it. Missouri under 24.5, Atlanta on 24. It went to 24 shortly after, but we got 24.5. And the game went over for the game. So like I said, I'm a big proponent of taking unders first half because of the funny stuff that happens at the end of the game. So we got that. Michigan under 21, we lost that under 21 first half. It was a dead under two. 7-0 Washington with like 12.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And then they scored again, and then Michigan scored on the long run. So it was a dead under, but it went over, and we lost. So we lost that one. Oregon first half minus 14, we won that. They covered the first half, and I don't believe they covered the game. But 14, they were up by 3 touchdowns first half. Kansas over 51, we got that pretty easily. Over 51 minus 105. Could have got, is what I gave up. You got 50.5. They were plentiful, but I gave up 51. Tennessee minus first half, minus 7. Minus 7 first half, we lost that one. Arkansas beat them outright, and they shut them out first half. Indiana over 41.5. We won that pretty easily. Indiana damn near got the total by themselves, just like I said in the last video. Ohio State minus 12.5 is what I gave out first half. I gave all these numbers out before the first half were available. There was never 12.5. It was 11, 11.5, 11. Then it went down to 10.5. It's all irrelevant because they didn't cover anything. So I'm just saying there was never 12.5. Army minus 11.5. They won that pretty easily. Line went up to 13.5, even 14 probably. I saw in a couple of places, and they won pretty easily. Georgia minus 14 first half. We lost that. I think they won the first half by 11 or 10. I thought they would come out and just steamroll Auburn after losing that game to Alabama, and it was a little bit of an overreaction on my part. And they didn't cover the whole game either, so we lost that. Tennessee minus 13 and a half for the game. We lost that. They were up. They were down 3-0 at half. They came back 14-3. They were up, and then they didn't score again. I don't believe. They lost that game, and they lost in the waning minutes too. Last couple of minutes they lost, but they lost, and they didn't even come close to covering the 13 and a half. And the last game I added was UCLA plus 27 and a half. I might have been the only guy in the building with UCLA. Went to 28, and I kind of thought Penn State would be looking ahead to SC this week, and they probably were, but UCLA just had enough, and they go on the road and only score 11 points, and say that that's enough is it's a good feeling to be on the right side. So 9-5 last week, and I just gave you the totals for the year. Like I said, that brings us to 49 and 37-1 for the year, so 57%. So let's get on to this week. First game of the week is Jacksonville State over 31 first half. That game's coming up shortly in a few hours. Over 31 first half. I like them. They could possibly get out to a decent lead in this game, and they might start taking a foot off the gas second half, and that could affect the 59. So let's go ahead and take the 31 over first half. UNLV over 65 and a half. This is a strong play, playing Utah State. They're going to be good for 6 touchdowns, maybe even 7, UNLV. And Utah State, they're going to score at least 3 touchdowns at home. So they should have 70, 80 points in this game. And we're taking it over 65 and a half, and that's a strong play. Next play is Arizona State plus 6, down from 6.5, and you're playing Utah, and they got the Cam Rising drama. Is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play? You know, we've been getting this for the last 2-3 weeks, and kind of throwing the rhythm off over there. And they got this other guy Wilson, and you know, you kind of made the coaches think, hey man, you know, this guy, he was hurt last year. He tried to come back again this year. He got hurt again. Maybe it's time to move on to Wilson, and because Utah's doing good right now, and they don't need this drama. If he's gonna play, is he not gonna play? And even if he does play, he's not gonna just come in and light up the place. And you got Cam Scatty Boo, running back for Arizona State. He's tough, and you know he's trying to make it to the NFL. He's gonna show up, and they're gonna have enough to stay within this number, if not win the game outright. Arizona State plus 6. That's a strong play. Next play is Ball State, Kent State over 59 and a half. That's a strong play. Ball State, they score. Kent State, they don't play any defense. Kent State will score. Ball State, they don't play any defense. So it should be an easy over. Kent State, they put up some points against Eastern Michigan. 33, I think they put up. So they can, even with the quarterback issues, they'll find a way to get some points, Kent State. And this should be an easy over. Might be 80, 90 points in this game. Next game is Pittsburgh minus 3. That's a strong play. Down from 3.5, and they're playing Cal. And this is a pretty easy decision for me. I mean, Cal, like I said, they're coming off that heartbreaker against Miami. And now you got to take all of that baggage and get on the plane and fly all the way to Pittsburgh and go play in the backyard. And it's going to be tough. Everybody keeps talking about how Pittsburgh is getting lucky, winning games, and they keep getting lucky. That wasn't luck. That last game against North Carolina. I mean, they won that game by 10. They beat them. They won that game. They came back and beat them. So I don't see any hangover. I don't think this is a blowout, but they're gonna have enough. They'll beat them by a touchdown. Next game is Illinois playing Purdue. The Illinois first half. First half is not up, but it'll be 10 because that line is down to 19 and a half. Down to 18 and a half is what I saw. So it'll be 10, 9 and a half, 10, probably 10. And so we're taking first half. I don't know if they're going to cover that big number, but they cover the first half. And they should be rested too. They're coming off a bye week. So Illinois minus 10 first half. Next play is a strong play, Oklahoma plus 14. They're playing Texas at home, and these are never blowouts. And these games are always tough. And whether you got Ewers or Manning, this is Oklahoma's Super Bowl, and they're going to be ready for them. And they want to beat them, and they want to beat them bad, okay? And I'm not saying they're going to beat them, but I'm saying this game is going to be a lot closer than 14 points. So that's Oklahoma plus 14. Book it. That's a strong play. Old Dominion over. They're playing Georgia State over 56. Over 55, excuse me. Both of these teams should have enough to get that total. Vanderbilt plus 13 and a half playing Kentucky on the road. I know. This is a bad spot for Vanderbilt coming off of that big win, and they got all the dopamine, and they're still riding high, and this is the perfect spot for them to go on the road to Kentucky and get blown out, which is correct, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I think they're going to have just enough to hang within this number. I'm not saying they're going to do another upset, but they're riding high, and they've done something that's never been done before. I get it, but they're going to still be focused, I believe, and they're going to have enough to hang in there with Kentucky. You just beat Alabama, you can beat anybody, God damn it. And you're getting 13 and a half. So, and then, the travel, too, that travel, that ride from Tennessee, Vanderbilt, yeah, that's in Tennessee to Kentucky is not that, it's not that far. So we like Vanderbilt plus 13 and a half. Next play is a strong play, Colorado plus 4.5. That's a strong play. Playing, I forget who they're playing. Right off the top of my head, but it's a strong play, okay? And this should be a field goal game. If not, Colorado should beat them. And they cleaned some things up on defense, and I would think by week 7 they would get a little bit more respect than what they've been getting. But they keep getting points and they keep winning outright. So I'm going to ride with Colorado, Coach Prime. Boise, first half playing Hawaii, so it was 20 and a half for the game. So the first half is going to be 11 and a half. And so we're going to take that. And that's a strong play. I don't have it here. Playing Hawaii. And Boise, they cover these first halves pretty easily. And Hawaii, they don't have nothing. And Ashton Genty, he's just going to, he's on the Heisman hunt. He's going to run all over them. And they'll be up by at least 2 touchdowns first half. So Boise minus 11 and a half first half. And the last game is Monroe, minus 6.5, minus 15, playing Southern Miss. And I saw that game last week. They played James Madison, and they beat them outright, getting 16. But it was just a weird-looking game. James Madison was up 10-0. It was just a weird game. But they could be Fugazi, okay? Put it like that, okay? Monroe, that 4-1, they could be Fugazi, but it's Southern Miss, and Southern Miss, they're on the road, and I'm looking at the travel factor. Monroe, they didn't have to travel anywhere. So even coming off a big loss, they have enough to beat Southern Miss, the little sisters of the poor. Even as Fugazi as they are, Monroe, because I don't know. I mean, how can you call them phony if they beat a a team and they were getting 16, 17 points. It's pretty hard to call them phony. It was just a weird game last week. That's what I saw. And that was the only game that I saw Monroe play this year. I didn't see any other games. I don't believe. So Monroe minus 6.5 for the game. So let's quickly recap. Oh, I skipped Maryland. Maryland over 46.5. This line over 45.5. This went up a point, 46.5. Maryland playing Northwestern. And we talked about the recap last week. They played Indiana last week, and Northwestern kind of opened up the playbook. I like what I saw from them. They're not playing that little piglet ball, and they're throwing it, and they're opening it up. So I'm hoping that continues through this week. And Maryland, they're going to put up some points at home, and they had a week off. And they should be able to get that 46.5 easily. So that's another play. Maryland over 46.5. So let's quickly recap. 13 plays. We got Jacksonville State over 31 first half. Maryland over 46.5. UNLV over 65.5. That's a strong play. Arizona State +6. That's a strong play. Ball State over 59.5. That's a strong play. Pittsburgh -3. Illinois -10 first half. Oklahoma +14. That's a strong play. Old Dominion over 55. Vanderbilt +13.5. Colorado +4.5. That's a strong play. Boise -11.5 first half. That's a strong play. Monroe -6.5. So those are your plays. 13 plays. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 13 plays. So let's go get them. We had a good week last week. Like I said, 9-5 last week, 8-6 on the second half. So pretty good. Let's get those percentages up and let's have a good week. So there's your week 7 college football plays. Good luck, everybody.